Welcome to 100 square micron of your brain. What you see here is a square, and its sides are about 10 micron long. That's about 100 of a millimeter. 10 micron by 10 micron. The green circles are neurons, that are cells in your brain that send electrical signals. The green neurons are not very active. The blue neurons are more active. That means they send electrical signals. When the neurons become very active, they will become red. Next to the neurons you have astrocytes. That's the black dots. All the black dots are astrocytes. Every neuron is surrounded by astrocytes. The purple squares are part of the blood vessels. Look at how they are connected. Like this, and like this. The blood vessels form a tree structure. The neurons, on the other hand, are part of feedback loops. This neuron might signal to this neuron signals to this neuron, and this neuron might signal back to the original neuron. Neurons can have feedback, but the blood vessels always form a tree structure. I'm going to turn up the neuronal activity here with this slide bar. See how the blue signals become more numerous. If I turn it up further, all neurons are blue now. They are sending signals to each other. Now you start getting red signals. They are very intense signals of the neurons. What you see now is that the blood vessels widen. They dilate. That's how the brain works. If your neurons are very active, then the blood vessels dilate. Let me turn up the neural activity more. The blood vessels can't dilate forever. This is an area of your brain which is active. That happens when you're thinking, when there is lots of activity in your brain. I'll turn the neuron activity down. After a while, the blood vessels contract. If your neurons are not active, they don't need so much blood. Let's look now what the astrocytes do. The astrocytes listen in to the activities of the neurons. I'm going to turn up the astrocyte activity. If I turn up the astrocytes, then they will cause the neurons to fire more frequently. They also dilate the blood vessels. If I exceed a certain threshold, however, the neurons become less active again and the blood vessels contract. Our brain has a very fine balance between neuronal activity and astrocyte activity. It's this balance which allows our brain to have just enough blood supply to sustain our thinking. You can explore this further on my webpage.